What is the primary role of a notary public when witnessing a signature in New York State? Now, the answer to this question can be found at section 182.3 of the Notary Public License Law, which specifically deals with requirements for notaries. Now, in subsection A, subsection 2, it states that one of the requirements of the notary is to obtain satisfactory evidence of the identity of any principal or other individual appearing before the notary. Now, you have to be careful because the list continues, and if you get to subsection B, it states that a notary must also be satisfied that, under subsection 2, the principal's signature is knowingly and voluntarily made. So with that in mind, let's look back at our four choices to determine which one is our solution. Choice A states that the primary role of a notary public is to ensure the document is true and accurate. Now, this goes into the substance of the document and is not contained in that criteria we just talked about earlier. Therefore, we can strike this out as being a choice. Choice B states to verify the signer's identity and willingness to sign. Both of that criteria was contained in the section we just read from, and therefore at first blush this seems to be the correct choice. But let's look through the other two choices just to be sure. Choice C again goes through the substance of the document and states to provide legal advice about the document. Now, in the case of a notary public who's an attorney, that may be the case. For the average notary public who's not an attorney, it is not his or her primary role to provide legal advice. Therefore, this too is not the correct choice, and we can strike it off. Finally, we have section D, which again, in common with A and C, gets into the substance of the document and says that the primary role of a notary public is to draft the document for the signer. This as well is not in that criteria that we read from earlier, and therefore we can cross this out as one of the primary roles of a notary public. That leaves us with choice B as being our solution, to verify the signer's identity and willingness to sign.